Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy to have you and welcome back to another wardrobe updates. This one feels a little bit different to my other ones, and it is because I have bought not one but two pieces of fast fashion since the last update. And this is definitely out of my regular norm, so there are a few thoughts and subjects to unpack that we don't get to talk that much about because I tend to just not add fast fashion. So I am quite excited to get into it. I'm gonna start in the order of how I've been adding things, so we will get to the fast fashion. First, I'm just gonna get into some of the other things that I have added. And the first thing that I have added is a pair of jeans from a brand called Wrangler. At this point in time, I have 3 blue jeans. If you've been watching the past couple of wardrobe updates, you know I've been on a little bit of a jeans journey where, due to a few comments, I ended up adding the Levi's jeans, which are a little bit more high-waisted on me. In a certain way, they are, I think, a little bit more flattering on me than the Everlane jeans, but wearing them, because there's absolutely no elastane in them, they also don't really get very loose with wear, and I've actually found it to be a little bit uncomfortable to wear them. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but jeans already are maybe not the most comfortable wear, so I prefer jeans that are super comfortable. And because these jeans are so rigid, they look pretty, but it's not that great of a fit on me, honestly. Like, I am definitely someone who has a lot of fluctuations in my body as the day goes by, so like the most flattering jeans on me when I'm at like my thinnest or like the skinniest throughout the day will not be the best look when I'm like later on the day, and also depending what I eat and stuff like that. And what I really have appreciated with the Everlane jeans is that when I am at the point where they're a bit more loose, I don't mind the fit. Like, I like them, but I was actually looking for a darker pair of jeans because I do think that the darker the wash, the more classier they look. They look less casual. And yeah, obviously I already have my dress pants, but wanted darker jeans and was going to initially add the Everlane ones, but then out of curiosity I was looking up jeans online. They were very high-waisted and came across jeans from Wrangler, and just because they had them on sale on my local Zalando here in Switzerland, I decided to try a pair. So far, these are definitely the most beautiful jeans that I have had outside of my Levi's bootcut jeans from last year. I think I've gotten into this mindset that jeans shouldn't really have a lot of elastane. I think because of like the straight leg look and just like the trend that has been with jeans the past couple of years. But I think what I've just found is that I actually do like a stretchy jean. I'm not sure if that's just like personal and if it's just due to my body type, but I really do think that a bit of stretch but then still a straight leg looks very flattering on me. And again, these are a lot more high-waisted as well, where it's funny, it's really just now I can see that the Everlane jeans are not as high-waisted as should be. They're not really resting at the smallest part of my waist where these Wrangler jeans are. The only thing is that when I wear jeans with a bit of stretch, like no matter how large or small the fit, or if I then buy larger jeans and then tailor them, the zipper will always be a little bit exposed. I remember that's also something I got a few comments on, but again, it's just how I look. It's just my body, and of course, like, I try my best to like keep an open eye out for it, but that's just as far I have come into looking for the perfect jeans for me. I will continue wearing my other jeans as well, but I added the Wranglers to my wardrobe and really excited about that. Then the next thing I added is a thin wool long-sleeved turtleneck top from COS. It's pretty much identical to one that I already had that I was handed down to me from a friend. When I received it, it was already kind of like singing its last song, but I really liked it and have been wearing it a ton. But now it has just, like, it's literally done. It's over for this sweater, so I will be decluttering that. And now I was very lucky to just like randomly find something basically identical. So this I have also started to wear recently in its stead, and it's basically the exact same look, but because it is much newer. It doesn't sit loose on the neck, it sits very tight. Just a substitute for a piece I already had that I liked. Then the next thing I added is a top from a brand called Pieces. Honestly, I've just been into these slightly more interesting but still basic tops, and I have one from Reformation that I think is a little bit similar, but I do think that one is a little bit less everyday appropriate. So I added this thing from Pieces, and it's just really beautiful. It really didn't cost me a lot, and what I know from like some of the Pieces things that I've had in the past, I found that they last me quite a while, even if the brand really is not pricey. So yeah, I added this to my wardrobe and I've worn it a couple of times, so I'm very excited about that. And then comes something that I am very excited about, because last year I had this beautiful A-line mini wool skirt that I unfortunately butchered in the wash, and I was able to find it again in navy on sale long after that, but it never returned in black. The brand that made it just doesn't make it anymore, and since then I have been looking so hard for a black skirt that is comparable. I probably tried on like 15 or 20 and finally found one from the Danish brand called Part 2. Found it on Zalando here in Switzerland. It is cut with polyester. I believe it's like 30 or 48%, which for a winter skirt is okay. I would really prefer if it wasn't, but this is a silhouette that I've really been missing in black in my wardrobe, and now that I found something that is actually as beautiful as the old silhouettes, I'm not gonna pass up on that chance just because it is cut with polyester. So yeah, added that one. Have been really enjoying wearing it with a black turtleneck. Like, this was the look that I would wear all the time last season. I've just been missing that silhouette so much, so it's such a joy to have it back in my wardrobe, because this season I've only been able to wear that outfit in complete navy, but I do not find it as versatile as the black one. I've been wearing it a lot with my charcoal coat, and then once it gets a bit warmer, I'm excited to also wear this fit with my trench coat. I've also been wearing it going out with like my Reformation tops, but just in general, having it back with a turtleneck has been such a joy. And then we come to what, dare I say, is like the interesting part of this wardrobe update, and it is of course that I added some fast fashion. Not one piece, but actually two pieces. And yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to talk about, first of all, because I really just do not add a lot of fast fashion. I really have been cutting it out for so long for many good reasons, many of course on which I talk about on the channel. Added two pieces, so that means since August of 2020, I have now added 3 pieces of fast fashion. The first one, the mango linen shirt that I really wanted, which is why I made an exception to my own rule and got it. And I believe I've worn it like 8-9 times. I mean, now I haven't really worn it because it's been the cold season, but regardless of that, I don't know how much I'm going to be wearing that this coming season, because it really is just it's not good looking. Like, after it's been worn this amount of time, I think it's been washed like only twice, and even with like ironing it out, I can just tell that it's not such a polished look already. So this is something we will revisit when I've like decided that I won't get more wear out of it. Yeah, now I'm straying a little bit, but what I added is first actually a pink blazer. This is a beautiful baby pink, which is completely cooled toned. And funny story, I actually had this exact blazer a couple of years ago in beige. They also have it in beige in store right now in H&M, and I love that blazer so much. After it got a little bit dirty, I threw it in the washer, because it's not a super structured blazer, and it says that you could, but you couldn't. I actually ruined it. Actually, going into the store a couple of weeks ago, I was looking for emergency tights, so I ran into my nearest H&M and I stumbled upon this blazer, and it just struck me like lightning. I just wanted it so badly. I thought it was so beautiful. So it was definitely an impulse purchase, which I actually think makes a lot of sense, because I think if I had looked very hard for like a baby pink blazer, I mean, you know me, I would spend a lot of time on that process, and I would probably not end up on a fast fashion piece. It's double-breasted, which I'm really not a fan of. It's something that I don't want to invest a lot of money in. It's so like weird to sit and talk about like what sort of like cognitive dissonance goes into me buying this piece, because I was able to just for a moment disregard everything that like all these rules that I have made for myself for very good reasons, because I just was struck by this thing that I really wanted. What I'm trying to say is just like I make a big deal out of like assessing what I like and do not like about items so that I don't waste my money when I buy something. And one of the things is that I don't want to be buying a blazer that is double-breasted, but because it was cheap and fast fashion, and I knew when I bought it like this is not going to last me forever, but I still really want it, I'll live with the fact that it's double-breasted when it's not a forever piece. It is actually made of viscose, so the shell is, and the lining is polyester. So when we get closer to summer, I will be cutting out the polyester lining, probably cut it out myself, and then if somehow by a miracle I feel like this blazer is really lasting me a long time, I will probably have a tailor tidy it up, but at this point I'm not even willing to do that. So yeah, I've been wearing it a few times going out and about, quite happy with it. I think that also has something to do with the fact that I know I don't add a lot of fast fashion, so I kind of feel like because it's kind of standing on its own in that way, I'm able to sort of care about it to a certain extent. Wow, I really, tried to dig in to my thoughts and feelings about that blazer and how it came to be and how I added it. It's a fast fashion purchase, so it's not my proudest purchase, but I do think that even though it's an impulse purchase, I will wear it. But the thing is, I mean, that's also what I talk about so much on my channel, you know, who knows how much wear it's gonna get just from that fact, but we will see. Like something I try to console myself with, and I do think that's part true, and that's also another part of like just cognitive dissonance, is like, well, I talk so much crap at this point about fast fashion, and I think for many good reasons, but at this point I'm still talking about, you know, this black Sarah blazer I had at this point years ago and how it started to pill and stuff. So I do think that it's not completely lost on my wardrobe to maybe have a few fast fashion pieces that we can talk about and like actually use as like real life examples of how fast fashion lasts, outside of the few pictures I have of things from before my channel and this whole journey. And all of that does sort of bring me to my next purchase, which is also fast fashion, which is this gorgeous knit. It is like a fitted sweater-ish look, and it has these very beautiful detailings that are definitely very trendy and very in right now. Obviously the color is so gorgeous on me, like this is definitely the perfect blue. I really love the cut. This is a little bit different than the blazer because this sweater is one of those things where this I would have easily bought for a lot more had it existed in better quality. Like this is one of those instances that I sometimes talk about where you find something fast fashion that you actually do like and you actually do appreciate, but then you end up not being able to wear it all that much because it is fast fashion. And this was very much like a decision that I made. This was not an impulse purchase. I was actually going out with a friend and she was wearing this top. She's also a cool toned blonde, and she was in this sweater and I was like, oh my god, like where is that from? Like I have to buy it, I'm sorry. And she was like, it's H&M, and I was like, god dang it. So yeah, I did go into H&M and buy it. This is also cut with polyester. It's like 30% polyester and then the rest is viscose. I actually find it quite comfortable. Like it is breathable enough, which I don't like to say that because it is with polyester, but I do find it, yeah, actually quite comfortable. I don't know if that is because I also like the structure of the fabric and because the viscose is sort of like the main fabric. So I paid basically nothing for this, at least when you think of like what I'm used to paying for things here in Switzerland, and I guess that's also why people are so attracted to fast fashion, because I paid 24 for this top, which of course if you take something like Reformation, this top will probably be like 85 bucks had it been from there. But the thing is with this one, I got it in a small, and like I'm a little bit concerned with like how the shape is going to hold up just because the nature of the fabric, but that is a chance I'm willing to run, and I will get as much wear out of it as possible, and then be careful with how I take care of it and like how I wash it. Like, it's so ridiculous. Like the first part I talked about with the pink blazer, where it is that I do get a piece that's not perfect, where my brain is sort of able to like excuse myself in doing that because I just think it's so nice. 40 bucks and it's viscose, and like I'll sort of learn to live with, you know, the things about it that I wouldn't necessarily be so into. Where with this top, I actually really like it. Perfect for my wardrobe, and like the prospects of it then like not lasting is just sad. But of course, like I don't know how it's actually gonna go. Like I don't want to sit here and predict the future. I'm just speaking out of like my personal experience with these pieces. But something that of course I will keep track of, and then I will reassess with you guys later down the road. So yeah, another like real new time example of adding something fast fashion that we can actually keep track of together. But I will say, when I like went in to get this and I was like looking for it, I did put my eyes on a lot of like trendy and beautiful pieces, like whatever trends that I am attracted to at the moment. Of course, there's always going to be like a version of it in like H&M and or Zara, and I had to like really remind myself, like, you're here for that one thing that you want, and you already have a fast fashion piece from this month. Like, do not make this a habit. I think I've gotten so used to my own rules that sometimes I stop even thinking about them, and then just walking into an H&M and just deciding on impulse, like, oh, like I'll take this. So yeah, this is something I'm going to be a little bit aware of. So this is everything that I've added since the last wardrobe updates. I have started to think more now in terms of like my summer wardrobe. I'm trying to now remind myself, like, there are a lot of things that I don't have to add now. Like, we are in the last verse of this season, and I'm trying to spend some of my time like thinking about other things in my wardrobe rather than just like adding things, and giving some thought into like what's coming up next, which soon will be summer. And it's something I'm already thinking about again, because I do struggle a little bit with my summer wardrobe. And in my latest video about my whole color scheme, which I'm so glad that I share stuff like that with you guys, because you often tend to have like a lot of like good opinions, some that I disagree on and others that I do agree on. And it's nice sometimes to, you know, I share, but then kind of like seeing what responses come back. And we talked a little bit about a pale yellow for my color scheme in that, where like a couple of you guys sort of like mentioned that it was a good color and maybe for summer. So I've started to work on like a color scheme for summer, realizing that what is good for summer might not be good for winter, and vice versa. And while like the skeleton is gonna stay the same, I am gonna allow myself more colors in certain area. And then yeah, kind of like just realizing that most of like my color scheme right now, a lot of it is more winter appropriate, and there are actually a lot of the colors I just do not touch in summer. And when I've tried, like, it's not necessarily the best, I think, just because of like the pure like darkness of the colors are more winter friendly in like their vibe. And then just like a little last thing, I actually was sitting working on a video a couple of weeks ago when someone, one of you guys came over and said hello, and that was just so like special. It was very strange, because I really feel like this channel, like, it might not be so tiny anymore, but for me it really feels like I'm just sitting down and talking to a few good friends. But when I think about it, like 16,000 people is not that few, so it kind of makes sense that I could bump into one of you guys. But it was just like such a weird experience. But it was nice that she came over to say hello, and just that was so fun and special to experience. That is that I have this impression that the lot of you who sits at like the end of these videos are a bit more interested in these small anecdotes as well. So just wanted to include that. So thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed this wardrobe updates, please give it a like so that I know. It really does help out my channel, of course. And if you're somehow here for the first time and still not subscribed to my channel, then consider doing that, because I do make videos like this one all the time, and I would love to keep you around. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. bye.